They say fish farming will make you rich in 6 months. How true is that? Welcome to today's podcast on fish farming. My name is Idara Udo, and I'm here with my friend, a farmer, a fish farmer, a content creator, and he has been in the fish farming business for about 6 years. So before we answer that question, we'd like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on all my social media platforms to be displayed on the screen. So Harezi, can you give us a background story of how you started fish farming?
Well, thank you very much for having me on your show, Idara. I am very glad to be here.
Yeah.
Well, I would actually say that for this industry, they born me. Do you understand? Like,
Yeah.
my dad was literally a fish farmer right from time. So when I was little, you know, all these career talks, what do you want to be in the future? What do you want to do in the future? I literally want to study computer science. I love playing with computers. But as per say, the guy no really sabi maths. Well, I don't even sabi book when I did secondary school. You understand? I was not like, what would I like use my life to do? So I was not like, okay, since my dad is in the agricultural space, I did more research about the aquaculture industry, and I was like, wow, this is fine. So I was like, since my dad is
Into fish farming.
I can actually do agriculture. So literally, my dad is a fish farmer, so I have to know anything that has to do with fish.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's it.
So how long have you been into this?
Into the industry, right? Well, I started going to the farm. Well, I've been going to the farm since when I was young. But the technical know-how and everything, that was basically 7 years ago.
That's 7 years and still counting.
Yeah, and still counting.
Now, people used to say money they fish, like even if they don't even study anything agri, they just want to do fishing because they say like if you do fish, if you go into fish farming, you can get rich within 6 months.
Wow.
So we want to know if that statement is true or it's just motivation. Okay, so
you see, literally. Okay, let me take your question this way. As a newbie in this industry, you cannot make money in 6 months. That's a
fantasy.
That's a fantasy. You cannot make money in 6 months. But there are some ways whereby you might make money. But literally, you want to go into aquaculture, you want to go into fish farming. First things first, you have to have a mentor. Do you understand?
Interesting.
Even if you don't want to go into full fish farming, there's a whole lot of value chains in the aquaculture industry. You understand?
Yeah.
But to now say, okay, I want to start fish farming today, then I'll make my money in 6 months. That's a big thing. Except if you are a practicing fish farmer, you already know your business, you already know how the business works, then you can say, okay, you invested this time, you want to make your profits in probably 6 months. So that's just, but okay, as a newbie, you now want to say, okay,
you want to get a pond, you want to get fingerlings and start. Okay, so I think the point is that you have to like get to know the process very well, so you will not run at loss. So
yeah.
I don't think it is possible.
It is. Well, the thing is, they used to say something: take risk, right?
Okay.
But take calculated risk.
Okay.
So you literally have to have a mentor.
Okay.
Or
that will guide you
yes.
on how to. So I think the major point you should get out of this is that we're not saying you cannot really make money in 6 months, but you need to like have someone that will guide you through. Yeah. So having said that, what is the biggest mistake you see people that have interest, like have listened to all these hypes that I can make money within 6 months and they just jump into it? What are the mistakes that they make and how can they avoid such mistakes?
Well, I feel like I've shed a little bit of light to this question, the first question you asked. Well, what I'll say is the biggest mistake I've seen most newbies make is when they hear fish farming, bram. They just say, okay, oh, I want to start fish farming. They will go and buy trampoline pond, buy fingerlings, raise fingerlings. Then from there, they'll see that their fish starts dying. So I think even literally in any business that someone wants to do in life, you have to have probably a mentor or a teacher, or you have to learn before you dive into that industry.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So you have to learn before you dive in. You have to seek more knowledge. And after seeking more knowledge, make connections, connect with farmers that are in that niche.
Yeah.
So from that, you'll be successful in anything you want to do.
Okay.
Once you are able to gain knowledge, connect with farmers in the industry, and scale.
So after they connect with farmers and they still make mistake, what do you think is the cause?
You have to consider your water quality, and you also have to consider your proximity to market.
Okay.
Because it's just like you are starting a business and you don't have who you want to sell to.
Yeah.
So now, how can you avoid these mistakes in fish farming? Now, for the water quality, when you want to select where you want to start farming, what is the source of water you want to use? You have to carry out tests
On the water.
on the water to know if it is suitable for the kind of fish you want to rear. Now, proximity to market, like our farm now, we have something we call either farm cluster or farm estate. It's just like you have a farmer here, you have another farmer beside you, you have a whole lot of farmer in your area, probably 200 farmer in the cluster. It might not be 200 farmer, but you have people around you that are doing that same business or that same agricultural practice you are doing.
Okay.
You understand? Now, how this helps is it even helps in linking you to market faster.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now, when you are in a farm cluster, let's say your fish has reached market size. For example, I'm a breeder and my own market size is at least juvenile. There's something we call a juvenile size.
Okay.
Now, let's say I now want to sell. My own customer personally are not buying. If farmer A wants to supply to another customer, and maybe he has an order of 5,000 pieces and he has 3,000, he can come to me that, guy, do you have fish?
Yeah.
Then I can sell to him. So that one has literally solved the issue of your market access.
Okay.
Then you can also market your fish online too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever lost a whole pond of fish, and how did you recover from that?
Yes, we've actually lost a whole pond of fish. It's even more than one. And I think I can give you two scenarios and how it happened. Okay, the first one was flooding is a general risk in fish farming. We all know that. So I think that was probably 3 years ago when there was this heavy rain. And I think the old farmers, not the old farmers in our cluster, but the major key farmers, they lost a whole lot of it. And that loss was resulting to over 600 million naira in value. Now, the second scenario was labor factor. Now, those that are working with you, let's say they are also a risk because you have to train them very well. So there was this day I was on the farm with my dad and we had to go somewhere and leave these guys that are working with us. So I think they don't really know that when you stock fish in a pond, you have to add water to a particular volume. So they were sorting and they were just okay, pouring the fish in the pond. Then the whole stock we had that we were planning to sell, they died, they choked.
Wow.
So that's it.
That's a whole
So we actually recovered the way everyone recovered. We just giddy up and just move on.
For someone interested in fish farming, and the person has 50 to 100,000,
Okay.
can the person start fish farming?
Just they say just the play. Actually, grab just the play. So the thing is, let me explain this way. For a practicing farmer, you can say, okay, you already have a pond and everything. You can use 50,000 naira to stock in your pond. Probably that might not even result to probably 1,000 pieces of fish. But as a newbie guy, 50K in this economy. No, no, that's a big N. No, you cannot start with 50K. Even 100K safe is not.
So what's the cost of it? Like, what's the price?
There's a whole lot of brands out there.
Okay.
So I think packaging now, at least at an average size packaging, that even let's say 45, 25.
Wow.
So
Wow.
50K is not feasible. It's not realistic.
So let's say I'll use myself as an example.
Okay.
I have successfully gotten a pond, the fingerlings, the feeds, water, everything is on ground. So how do I make sure that I do not have like experience of the fish dying and then stunted growth, like, and making sure that they grow fast?
Well, literally, you just have to pay attention to your, okay, number one, your water quality. You have to give them a good feed. Now, in fish farming, there's something we call stocking density. Like, how many fish are you supposed to keep in this container? How many fish are you supposed to keep in this pond? So you have to know that. Then, at the process of you raising those fish, there's something we also call sorting in order to make your fish rhyme. So you have to sort them in order to prevent cannibalism.
As they grow?
Yes. So once you're able to like take note of these things, you're good to go.
Okay, thank you very much. So what are the value chains in fish farming? Because I know we have the fingerlings and the likes.
Okay. Oh, even in agriculture generally, there's a whole lot of value chain. Aquaculture alone also has a whole lot of value chain. So now, okay, let's take a look at the poultry industry. There are those people that the farmer would go to for day-old chicks.
Yeah.
So it's just the same in fish farming. We have the breeders, we have the grow-out farmers. We also have people that can add values to the fish, like smoking, freezing, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So a breeder is someone who hatches the fish. That one itself is an industry. So it's the grow-out farmer that will now come to buy fish from the breeder. They raise it to probably consumers desired this thing, or raise it for people that would add value to it. So if you feel like you want to just come into this fish of eating business, you can consider becoming an archer. If that one is too stressful for you, you can consider becoming a grass farmer. If you don't even want to have anything to do with the raising at all, you can decide to start adding value. Yeah.
How about the juvenile?
Yeah, that's
sizes.
That's the work of the breeder, the archer. So you can just a breeder can literally do from we have different sizes, different stages of growth in catfish farming. So we have the fry stage, the fingerling stage, the juvenile stage, the jumbo stage, and so on. So right from the juvenile stage, you can now sell to the grow-out farmer. So the grow-out farmer raises them till they grow big to table size. Then it sells to probably the consumer or those that are adding value.
So, considering the state of fish farming in Nigeria, do you think fish farming is something that is still profitable?
Yes, fish farming is like very, very profitable. Very, very. Now, let me give you a scenario. Do you know Nigeria is the largest African catfish producer in the world?
Wow, I do not know.
And besides that, so that you know that there's a good business opportunity for you to Nigeria. Besides that, do you know, for the fact that Nigeria is the largest producer of African catfish, Nigeria still uses almost 1.7 trillion naira annually to import fish into the country.
Wow, why is it like that?
That's because we can't meet demand for both exports and local consumption. So this is just telling you that as a youth in Nigeria, you can key into this industry and still make cool profits.
Thank you so much, Harry, for taking your time to answer those questions in details.
You're welcome.
I mean, I'm sure that our audience have a lot to learn and have enough information to be able to put into practice. So we still have one more question for you. Okay. So for someone who is scared and maybe they have the idea or they want to go into fish farming, but they're still scared that, can I take this risk? Can I do this thing? Like, what's your one line advice for them?
I just feel like that person should, first things first, have a mentor. Then you start small, you scale fast, then you grow big.
Okay. Before I forget, because we've been hammering on the word mentorship and mentorship. So for
Yeah.
someone who wants to start and wants a mentorship or a training on starting the fish farming stuff, so how do they contact you? And also, if they need to get like quality fingerlings, how do they reach out to you?
Well, okay, for anyone willing to contact me, my TikTok handle is RSD of Olibi Farms. My Instagram handle is RSD underscore of Olibi Farms. On Facebook, Badru Abdul Rashid. Then my WhatsApp number is 070 41 51 27 42. And for anybody willing to like get quality fish, quality fish seeds, yeah, the major producer of fish seeds in Nigeria is like the location where we produce them at large is Idiroko, Ilashe, Ogun State. So for Nigeria to be the largest African catfish producer in the world, it means in this region, because this region is so blessed, in this region, they are the largest African catfish breeder in the world. So in this region, you can get quality fish seeds. Yeah.
Thank you so much once again
You're
for
welcome.
joining me on this podcast session. And to our viewers, we hope you enjoyed the session and then you got value from this conversation. So we'd like you to follow us on our social media platform and then subscribe to our YouTube channel and also turn on the notification bell so you can get updates and notice for the next video. Thank you very much. Would love to see you in our next video. Bye.